housing grants for single mothers. No one should be without a safe, warm place to live, especially children, which is why many local and federal programs provide housing grants for single mothers. Having a child can be a bit overwhelming financially for some, and without these kinds of programs many would be homeless. Although there may be waiting lists for many programs, local shelters can usually speed up the process for single mothers. This is because children need to be in a stable environment which is conducive to a positive childhood. It is difficult to receive a good education when moving from place to place, not to mention health risks which one may be subjected to. This does not mean that shelters are harmful, however they are meant to provide for the homeless on a temporary basis. Being in a shelter can speed up housing grants for single mothers. While in a shelter, counselors may help single mothers with housing assistance. Meanwhile, there are steps which can be taken to begin the process of applying for housing grants for single mothers. First of all, know the difference in two of the most common housing choices for single mothers. 1. Low-income housing. This is housing for low-income families who can't afford market rent. However, rent is determined by income depending on the federal poverty level for your family size. A family of 4 with income less than $22,050 is considered below the poverty level. This is normally housing which is set aside for low-income families, most commonly known as project housing, but keeping in mind that project does not mean derelict. 2. Subsidized housing. This is housing for low to moderate income families. This is normally in the form of a subsidy from the government which makes a partial payment on the market rent value of the apartment or home being rented. This program's most popular component is the Section 8 voucher. Programs which assist with housing grants for single mothers. Knowing the difference in the two types of housing listed above will save a lot of time when searching for housing grants for single mothers. Nothing is guaranteed when it comes to these programs. The best kept secret is to start early. When you turn 18, you may want to put your name on the waiting lists of your choice, just in case. The hope is that no one will ever need to seek housing from these sources, but the reality is that it can happen to anyone. Housing grants for single mothers are not only for the homeless. They are for individuals whose income is below a certain threshold. Have your name on a waiting list, so that you will already be in the system. As a citizen of your state, you have a right, as long as your income level is within the guidelines provided. HUD, which is the U.S. Dept. of Housing and Urban Development, and Habitat for Humanity are two entities which can help with information on housing grants for single mothers. While Habitat for Humanity is an organization which builds houses for low-income residents or those in need, HUD is on the federal level and provides information on subsidized housing, low-income housing, public housing and other programs. HUD has several housing grants and some of the programs are: 1. Home Ownership Voucher Program. 2. Second Chance Homes. 3. Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher. 4. Homelessness Prevention and Rapid Rehousing Program. These programs may provide rental assistance as well as housing grants for single mothers. It is always best to call or go into your local office. Being a single mother does not mean life has to be difficult. With the help of housing grants for single mothers, you can provide a great environment for your child.